So in the 15th question, they've asked us to find the vector equation of a line which passes through the two given points. So let's say our first point is A, which is 3, 4, minus 7. And second point, let's say B will be equal to 1, minus 1 and 6. Now let's write the vector equation for these lines. So for this, let's say it's vector A will be 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 7k cap. And for this will be vector B equals I cap minus j cap plus 6k cap. Now we do know that the vector equation for a line passing through two given points is vector R equals vector A plus lambda vector B. Now substituting these values into this format, we get vector R equals vector A, which is 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 7k cap plus lambda into vector B, which is I cap minus j cap plus 6k cap. Now multiplying lambda into this, we get 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 7k cap plus lambda I cap minus lambda j cap plus 6 lambda k cap. Then we get, combining the like terms together, we get 3 plus lambda into I, since 3 and lambda are I cap terms, plus 4 minus lambda into j plus 6 lambda minus 7 into k. This is our answer. So in the 15th question, the second part of the question, the line of shortest distance between two skew lines is dashed to both lines. So we do know that distance between any two lines, like the shortest distance between any two lines, will be the distance which is perpendicular to both of the lines. So the answer will be here perpendicular. So they've asked us to find the value of sine inverse sine minus 17 pi by 8. Now sine minus of any number will be minus sine, so we'll take the minus outside and we'll get sine inverse minus sine inverse sine 17 pi by 8. Now 17 pi by 8 can be written as 2 pi plus pi by 8. So if we take the LCM, it will be 8 to the 16 plus 1, 17 pi by 8. So we'll substitute this value into this. So we'll get minus sine inverse sine of 2 pi plus pi by 8. Now sine of n pi plus any value will be sine of this particular value. So we get minus sine inverse sine pi by 8. Now sine inverse sine pi by 8 will be pi by 8, and we have already a minus here, so our answer will be minus pi by 8. So in the 17th question, for the given matrix of A, they have asked us to find the inverse of A. So here matrix A is given as 3 minus 4, 1 and minus 1. And we're supposed to find inverse of A. Now there's a formula which states that inverse of A will be equal to adjoint of A by determinant of A. Let's first find the value of determinant of A. So for determinant of A, we have to multiply these two terms. So minus 1 into 3 minus 4 into 1. So we get minus 3 plus 4. So our value of determinant of A is 1. Now for finding adjoint of A, we need to find the minors as well as cofactors of each of the terms. So minor of 1 comma 1 will be, excluding this column and this row, we get minus 1, M12, which is 1, M21 minus 4, and M22, which will be our first term, that is 3. Now cofactor of A, Ij will be A into minus 1 raised to I plus j, where A is the value of the minor. Now A11 will be equal to minus 1 into 1 plus 1 into minus 1. So 1 plus 1 will be 2. So minus 1 square is 1. So our answer will be minus 1 itself. And A12 will be equal to minus 1 raised to 1 plus 2 into our minor, which is 1. So it will be minus 1. A21 will be similarly plus 4, and A22 will be 3. So our adjoint of A will be the transpose of the matrix of these elements, that is A11 will be minus 1, A12 is minus 1, A21 is 4, and A22 is 3. So the transpose of these elements, which is so the column will become the row, that is minus 1, 4, minus 1, 3. Now A inverse will be equal to 1 by determinant of A, which is 1 itself, into adjoint of A, that is minus 1, 4, minus 1, 3. So our value of A inverse will be equal to minus 1, 4, minus 1, 3. In the 18th question, the function f is defined as f of x equals x square minus 9 by x minus 3 if x is not equal to 3, and k if x is equal to 3. And to us the information is given that the function is continuous. So we are supposed to find the value of k. Now if a function is continuous, we do know that limit x tend to 3 f of x will be equal to f of 3. Now we are supposed to find this value, limit x tends to 3 f of x. So since x is tending to 3, our only value will be this. So limit x tend to 3 f of x will be limit x tending to 3 x square minus 9 by x minus 3. So further simplifying it, we'll get limit x tending to 3 x minus 3 into x plus 3. Since this is of the format a square minus b square, which will be equal to a minus b into a plus b divided by x minus 3. Now we can cancel these off and we will get limit x tend to 3 x plus 3. Now substituting the value of x, we get 3 plus 3, which will be equal to 6. Now, we do know the value of f of 3. If x is equal to 3, then it will be k. So, f of 3 is k. Now, these both will be equal since limit f of x where x is tending to 3 is equal to f of 3 and the function is continuous. So, we will get our value of k as 6. In question number 19, we are supposed to find the slope of the tangent to the curve y equals 2 into sine square 3x, where x is given as pi by 6. Now, slope of the tangent will be dy by dx, that is differential of this. So, when we differentiate it by using the chain method, that is 2 into the exponent, which is 2 sine 3x. Now, we differentiate this, so we get cos 3x, then we differentiate this into 3. Now, let's keep this term intact and we get 6 into 2 sine 3x cos 3x. So, this is of the format 2 sine a cos a. So, it will be equal to sine 2a. That is 6 into sine 6x. Now, here we substitute the value of x, which is pi by 6. So, we get 6 sine 6 into pi by 6. Now, 6 and 6 get cancelled out. So, we get 6 sine pi. Now, sine pi is equal to 0. So, the total value will be 0. So, therefore, our slope of the tangent is 0. In the 20th question, they have asked us to find the value of integral mod of x minus 5 dx, where the limit is given by 4 and 1. Here, if we substitute in this, any value between 1 and 4, we are still going to get a negative number. So, we are going to write it as minus into 1 to 4 x minus 5 dx. So, we differentiate it individually and we get negative of x square by 2 from 1 to 4 plus, since we multiplied this, 5x from 1 to 4. Now, we substitute the values, that is upper limit minus lower limit, that is negative of 4 square, that is 16 by 2 minus 1 by 2 plus 5 into 4, that is 20 minus 5. So, we get 16 minus 1 is minus 15 by 2 and 20 minus 5 is plus 15. So, if we take the LCM, we are going to get 15 minus 15 plus 30 by 2, which is going to be 15 by 2.